Mayweather went on the Drink Champs podcast and took issue with LeBron James being named the AP Male Athlete of the Decade, while the boxer has never won the award. Check it out.
I love LeBron James. When we talk about athlete of the decade, that's me. That's me hands down. How can I dominate? I dominated from, and I'm still active, basically. We're talking about from 1996 to 2020, and I've never received athlete of the decade at the top in Forbes, and I'm my own boss. No Gatorade behind me, no Sprite behind me, no Nike behind me. These are billion-dollar companies, and we like to call it placement. So if they paying, you get what you want if you're paying enough. But we going off just honestly, I'm the athlete of the decade.
No, that's
the last 2 decades, actually.
Yeah, I respect that.
Wow, Shannon, does Floyd have a case here?
Skip, he makes a compelling argument. I understand that Floyd is undefeated, 50-0, and in the decade of the last decade, he had 10 fights. And Skip, it's hard if Floyd was active. A lot of people say that Floyd just like picked his fighters, and they say, well, LeBron picked where he want to go. But it's not like LeBron can say, okay, Warriors, you won 73 games, but we don't want to play you guys in the finals. We want to play the Rockets, or we want to play the Spurs. Because Floyd had that luxury. Floyd got an opportunity to pick who he wanted to fight. He makes a compelling argument, Skip. I mean, undefeated is undefeated, even though he only had 10 fights. But it's just hard. Floyd has never been Athlete of the Year. Skip, how can you be Athlete of the Decade and you've never been Athlete of the Year? Skip, I can't win the MVP if I don't make All-Pro. If I don't make the Pro Bowl, how I'm gonna be MVP? It doesn't. I mean, Floyd. I mean, and I get it. Look, and it's hard for me to believe that although LeBron has all these corporate dollars, he's heavily endorsed and marketed. It's hard for me to believe that's like, okay, if you vote for LeBron Athlete of the Decade, you know, it's something sweet. Skip, I don't think AP the voters are thinking like that. I really don't. It's hard to argue 8 straight finals, 3 MVPs, 3 finals MVPs. That's every single year, Skip. That's a grind. And if you look at the top guys, it was LeBron and Brady. Some of the other guys, Usain Bolt. When did we talk about Usain Bolt? Olympic. Michael Phelps. When we talk about Michael Phelps? Olympics. Yeah. You see the activity, Skip, it's just not the same. I get it, Floyd, but it's just hard for me to believe to see a boxer. If Floyd was probably knocking out people, Skip, I can see that maybe they lean that way, but that's not Floyd's game. And so I don't think I think they got it right. I think LeBron should have been Athlete of the Decade. But Floyd makes a compelling case. I mean, he was 10-0 in the span of that decade. But I just don't, you know. And plus, there's some things that he did off the field that, I mean, out of the ring.
Sure.
LeBron is a different area, Skip. The school and LeBron. We talk about issues other athletes for the longest time have skirted, had dodged, and LeBron seems to be unafraid to talk about anything.
Okay, I'll start there. Floyd's contention is LeBron has Gatorade behind him. He's got Sprite behind him. He's got Nike behind him. Why doesn't Floyd have any of those 3 behind him? Let's just get it out on the table. He has a long history of domestic violence. And because he's brought it up, I have no choice but to rehash. Right. So forgive me for piling on, Floyd, but just for those who have lost touch with this, 5-month span, 2001 to 2002, Floyd pleaded guilty to 2 counts of battery domestic violence. Then we go to November 2003, arrested and charged with 2 counts of battery for allegedly fighting with 2 women in a Las Vegas nightclub. Finally, December 2011, Floyd Mayweather pled guilty to 1 count of misdemeanor domestic violence and no contest to 2 counts of harassment, and he was sentenced to 90 days in jail, and he was released after 60 days. It's not pretty. And you're not going to get Gatorade behind you or Nike behind you or Sprite behind you.
Well,
you're just not.
It's kind of hard. Nike is hard, Skip. What is Nike going to sell of a boxer? Boxing trunks? A roll?
Okay, all right. Now, back to inside the ring. My biggest problem with Floyd from the start was, can you please show me a super fight, a mega fight, a challenge? Can you show me a Joe Frazier or a George Foreman? Or is there a Ken Norton somewhere? Because Ken Norton beat Ali and broke his jaw, okay? Show me one of those and I'll be impressed, because I don't see a single one. If we just do the decade, let's start with Sugar Shane Mosley. I love him. Love him. He's a tough guy, but he was 38 years of age.
Shane was past his prime.
Okay, all right, so there we go. And then I'll go back just a little bit to the De La Hoya fight. It wasn't in the decade, but 07. But come on, Oscar was pretty washed up by then. And it wasn't a pretty fight to watch. It was a split decision.
Right.
But it wasn't a mega. It didn't come across as mega. And then we got Miguel Cotto. It's okay, pretty good. And he got Canelo when he was still kind of a baby, you know, and he just schooled him.
Right.
And it was, if you watched, which I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
He just danced rings around him, you know, like it wasn't a fair pop all day long. Manny Pacquiao, you know it well. Manny was 36, and Manny tore his rotator cuff before the fight and needed to get it surgically repaired the day after the fight. So I don't know, did it qualify as a mega fight? It looked like it was shaping up to be one, but it really wasn't. And then how about Conor McGregor? Does that qualify? No, it doesn't qualify. So that's your decade.
Right.
It's not great enough.
Right.
It's 50-0 is great.
Right.
But to your point, you got to carefully select, and nobody has managed his career better than Floyd has. Nobody has managed his money outside the ring better than Floyd. He's his own man, and he has controlled his business fate, and I honor that.
Yes.
But it's not good enough.
Right.
Which brings me back to LeBron.
Because I don't think they selected athlete of the decade based on how much money he's made.
But he's maxed that out.
Yeah, he did.
Way to go.
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Yeah, $1 billion. Okay, way to go. Okay, so then it brings me back to LeBron. It's hard for me to defend a LeBron James who, I've already told you all this, but in 2011, first finals with the Heat against Dallas, he melted down the way I've never seen a superstar melt down. You should have been disqualified there. Then in 2013, it took Ray Allen to make the greatest clutch shot I've ever seen to save LeBron's legacy with another finals loss there, which would have dropped him to 2-7 in the finals. And then we can keep going. That first finals against Golden State, they had them. They're up 2-1 at home. Nothing. And it was the Iggy finals. He doesn't like Iggy. The Iguodala finals. And Iguodala inserted in the starting lineup, and LeBron came up real small in his house in Game 4, and you know the rest of the story.
You talking about the man came up small, but the man averaged 35, 13, and 9.
That's because of those first 3 games, which were the 3 greatest games I've ever seen LeBron putting his team on his back play. Because remember, they already didn't have Kevin Love, and they lost Kyrie in overtime of Game 1, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't great enough to be the athlete of the decade.
Over who?
Tom Brady.
How many times did Tom Brady leave the championship?
Well, he got to 5 Super Bowls and won 3, and in the 4th one that he lost, he set the all-time record for passing yards in a playoff game. 505 and 33 points.
8 straight. 8 straight, Skip. With 3 MVPs, 3 final MVPs.
How about 8 straight AFC championship games?
No.
Is that extraordinary?
You got to go 8 straight Super Bowls.
Okay.
8 straight Super Bowls, then we'd have been on something, Jenny.
But I mean, he won 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Go James won 3 of them, right?
He did. Okay, I give you
with
that.
3 finals MVPs.
Okay, but how about the 4th one? Because LeBron, if I keep going down the list against Golden State, how about the one, Game 1, when he had them dead to rights?
Nah, stop it.
And he doesn't take the last shot, and then he pouts in overtime and won't shoot for the first 2.5 minutes? That's shameful.
Kind of like the Spurs did?
Yeah.
You
said
that's what you told me.
Wait a second. Thank you for bringing up the Spurs, because we left out the 2014 finals in which LeBron lost by a record finals margins to the San Antonio Spurs.
Was it LeBron that lost, or was it the Heat that lost?
Well, wasn't he the best player on the planet?
Oh, okay. See, I see what you do there. See, when LeBron loses, when LeBron wins, Ray Allen saved his bacon. He ain't mentioned nothing like Ray Allen was on that same team. They got beat by a record margin. He ain't mentioned Chris Bosh. He didn't mention D-Wade. He didn't mention Ray Allen. He mentioned LeBron James lost by a record margin.
Spurs had a 40-year-old Tim Duncan and a 39-year-old Manu and a 36-year-old Tony Parker.
First of all, no, they did not.
They did.
No, they did not. First of all, Tony Parker is Tony Parker 40 yet? Tony Parker was in his early 30s, early 30s. Skip, they won. But at this resume, I mean, he up there with Gretzky. Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
Tiger Woods got this.
What resume? I just gave it to you.
Athlete
got a lot of holes in it.
Athlete of the decade. That's what's on his resume. They got a lot of them.
Tom Brady should have been.
No, he should not have.
You know it.
No, he should not have. No, he should not have.
Tom Brady doesn't have a charter school.
Oh, Oh, my goodness. So he doesn't have sponsors? Tom Brady didn't get nobody sponsor?
He's got a couple.
Oh, yeah, he got
Definitely has a couple.
Aston Martin. He got an Aston Martin. Doesn't he do Under Armour?
He does.
Oh, okay.
Well, he does Hulu now.
Yeah, Hulu, yeah, he got all that. Everything that old Goat James got, he got. Maybe to a smaller
The
scale.
school was very meaningful
Well,
in terms of AP.
Hey, well, don't pretend, hey, if you want to take a stand, take a stand. Don't have a hat up in your locker and pretend like you don't know it's
Maybe
there.
that
When they ask you a question about, oh, that old thing, what is that? It's like he didn't know it was there.
He chose to not say.
Wait a second. Was his owner not the best friend of the guy in question?
Yes. They didn't ask his owner. They asked him. Oh, the owner put it there. So let me get it straight. Mr. Kraft,
Maybe he was trying to please Daddy.
Yeah, whatever. So Mr. Kraft got up in the locker and put his hat up in Tom Brady's
Possible.
locker. No, it's not possible.
Well, he had played golf with the man several times before he was even thinking about running for president.
AP got it right. Go James.
Yeah.
You know, Skip, you know, it's done now. Now we not finna, redo this thing and try to find out who the AP voters were. They got it right.
It's done.
8 straight finals. 3 MVPs with finals MVPs to boot.
2011 finals disqualified.
No, it not disqualified.
Yes, it did.
No. Whoa. Time out. So Tom Brady not disqualified for that?
For what?
That turnover. Against Eli. How you lose to Eli? A guy that led the league in interception 3 straight times. 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
How you lose the league, Eli?
I don't know any turnovers. I just know one pass that Wes Welker should have caught.
No. He threw a pick early in that game. He might have threw 2. My memory foggy.
Yeah.
Comes and goes.
Yeah.
You guys.
But what about against the Eagles? Did he turn the ball over? And he dropped the touchdown.
He threw for 505 yards. No one's ever done that before.
Okay, and nobody will remember.
Good news.
Does anybody remember LeBron had 51 in game 1?
I'll remember.
No, you will. Yeah,
I know you guys don't forget. We actually do need to keep talking about Tom Brady, so this is perfect for both of you. Is he really the 3rd most valuable free agent this offseason? Orlando Skandrick is going to come back. I'd like to hear what he has to say. What are you doing?
7.